Hello all, welcome back to the Bayou. I am so glad to have you back, and I'm so excited to be talking about what we're going to be talking about today. The Grammys, the Grammys, the Grammys. If you've seen my 2021 Grammy recap, you already know what the Grammys mean to me. This is like my Super Bowl. It's an award show where all of the music industry comes together and just gives each other a big pat on the back for doing a great job, right? I just love the theater, the pomp and circumstance of it all. It is just honestly a really fun night. And I mean, of course, of course I have a bias for the Grammys. Sitting still right now as the most awarded female in Grammy history. Now, of course, I want to go ahead and talk about Beyoncé, right? But then I also want to go ahead and discuss just the general awards and all the other nominations. So I think what we're going to go ahead and jump right into the Beyoncé part. This is where most of y'all are here, right? To hear me talk about this lady. So, of course, my girl is leading this year's nominations with 9 nominations. It made her the most nominated artist, along with Jay-Z, in Grammy history, with 88 nominations. Now, before this ceremony, I thought that Beyoncé would be the most nominated person because she was second behind Jay-Z, being that this was her year that she released Renaissance. I was like, okay, girl, we're finally gonna take the crown. Of course, Jay-Z, girl, sit back, let us have a win. But you know what? I guess we keep it in the family, And of course, Jay-Z was very involved with the Renaissance project and picked up a few nominations from Beyoncé for that. So, I mean, hey, I love it. 9 nominations. Now, let's go ahead and discuss what they are. Of course, Album of the Year, Best Dance Electronic Album, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Dance Electronic Recording, Best R&B Performance, Best Traditional R&B Performance, Best R&B Song, and Best Song Written for Visual Media. So those are all 9 nominations, and we're going to go ahead and dig into all of them. Now, the winning number is 4. That is our lucky number because currently right now Beyoncé is number 2 with the most Grammy wins ever. But most ever is classical composer. Forget his name. Don't matter. It don't matter. I'm gonna put it on the screen. He's number 1. He has 31 nominations. We need 4. We need 3 to tie it, but we need 4 to beat it. So honestly, that is the lucky number. It's Beyoncé's lucky number. And honestly, out of the 9 nominations, I think there's a very clear path to victory for 4 wins. That is where we're going in. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you which categories I think that she's going to win in, which ones that I think are a toss-up, and which ones I think she's probably just not even going to win for. You know what? We're going to actually skip the general categories because I'm going to discuss that later on in the video. Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year, we're going to save for a little bit later. Now, let's go ahead and get into what I think are going to be her easiest wins. It was very smart of her to submit Renaissance for Dance Awards. I think Best Dance Electronic Album, Renaissance is going to take it. With the success of the album, of course, it's one of the more successful projects of the year. However, being the fact that there's so many club Renaissances across the world, there are parties where they play the album from top to finish in the whole club and they sell out. It's packed. Clearly, it's shown its value in being a top dance album. This is a dance album, it's a dance record. Boom. Alrighty, so I think that is a very easy win. Typically, Beyoncé would have submitted the album for R&B category because, that is mostly her bread and butter. However, I thought it was very smart of her to get into a new genre. If she wins, she would be the first Black woman to win for Best Dance Electronic Album. So I really do hope that she wins that. I think that's an easy win. Best Dance Electronic Recording for Break My Soul. I think that is also a win for her. The girls love Break My Soul. I think that it is a dance classic for her. So those, I think, are 2 easy wins. I'm going to go ahead and bet that those are going to be good winners for her. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. The R&B Awards. Now, typically, I would say Beyoncé would be a shoe-in for the R&B Awards. However, Beyoncé's relationship with the R&B committee at the Grammys have been a rocky one, and it's all been, honestly, since, well, I would say after I Am Tasha Fierce. So just to give a little background, in 2012, again, they consolidated these nominations, and Best Contemporary R&B Album and Best R&B Album became one, and it became Best R&B Album. Now, the undertone here with this category and with the R&B committee is that they were essentially going back to their roots and, celebrating real R&B artists. So in 2012, 4 missed the nomination for Best R&B Album. It was the first Beyoncé album to miss its genre nomination. And arguably, it's so funny because 4 is definitely one of her more R&B albums. More traditional R&B than, I would say, any of her previous albums. Instead of 4 being nominated, you had more unsung, more traditional R&B artists, more R&B acts be nominated, like Blige, Kelly Price, Lettucey, versus a more contemporary artist like Beyoncé. Oh, we're finally going to award real R&B artists. Real R&B music is finally being celebrated. Girl, they did all of that just to give Chris Brown the award. Chris Brown's fame ended up winning Best R&B Album. It was Chris Brown's first Grammy. And it was seen by many as this major fluke. Especially, I think it's just hilarious too, because 4 was completely an answer. Pop's more electronic driven music at the time. Beyoncé had taken a stance and was trying to put R&B back on the map, while, you know, other traditional R&B acts and contemporaries like Usher were going more to like the dance music. Chris Brown's fame had more dance tracks than Beyonce's 4. So I think that is actually very hilarious that that ended up happening. That being said, whenever Chris Brown did win the award, the girls came back and was like, we gotta go back to the drawing board. Thus, the next year, Best R&B Album was again split into 2 categories, and this time being Best Urban Contemporary Album, which essentially was Best Contemporary R&B Album. We laughed at that. Nonetheless, 4 ended up getting her last laugh because at the next year's ceremony, Beyoncé did end up picking a Best Traditional R&B Vocal Performance Grammy Award for Love on Top. 2012 drama aside, Beyoncé also faced a little controversy with her massive, career-defining self-titled album at the 2015 ceremonies. It was revealed that in the nominations, or maybe during voting per se, that the R&B committee really were trying to push the Beyoncé project to be pushed more in the pop categories. Of course, Beyoncé had her shooters. It earned its place and ended up getting the Best Urban Contemporary nomination. Now, while the album did get nominated, it ended up losing to Pharrell's Girls. I say all of that to say that these R&B categories, Beyoncé's hold on them, are a little bit shaky. I don't know how the R&B committee is really vibing with Beyoncé right now. Being the fact that she is such a juggernaut, I think that the committee sometimes want to reward less successful acts. It's fair, but at the same time, you gotta award the best song. Beyoncé is having a bit of a tug of war with the R&B committee because, again, Beyoncé does make excellent R&B records, but there is a lot of R&B talent that is unsung. That's very interesting, and I think that's why that she made the push for Renaissance to go completely in a different genre category. So, let's go ahead and discuss the R&B nominations that Beyoncé has for this year. Best R&B Performance, Best Traditional R&B Performance, and Best R&B Song. Now, Best R&B Performance is a producer's category, and Best R&B Song, of course, is a songwriter's category. For Best R&B Performance, we have Virgo's Groove. Now, I think that Virgo's Groove definitely deserves a Grammy. However, I think that since Virgo's Groove is an album cut, it may not have the best chance of winning. It definitely has less name recognition than some of the other songs nominated. I think that this is probably the least likely to win in the R&B category. So let me just go ahead and go over the nominations. Best R&B Performance. So this is Virgo's Groove, Beyoncé, Here With Me, Mary J. Blige and Anderson .Paak, Hours and Hours, Money Long, Over, Lucky Day, and Hurt Me So Good by Jasmine Sullivan. If I was to be very honest, of course I want my girl to win. However, if she was to lose to anybody, I'm not gonna hold you. Hours and Hours by Money Long was such a huge R&B record, and I definitely think that it is more than deserving of a Grammy. Virgo's Groove was to take that L, and Hours was to pick up the win. I can't say that I'd be too upset. Of course I want my girl to win, but I do think that that has the least likely chance of winning of the R&B awards. So, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Best Traditional R&B Performance for Plastic Off the Sofa. Now, this was a really big viral moment for Beyoncé. If you remember the Plastic Off the Sofa challenge on TikTok whenever Renaissance first released, I think this song has a lot of name recognition. Also, Plastic Off the Sofa is traditional R&B vocal performance like food. That's like candy to them. This song like literally speaks to them. She's singing Down, Babe. It's the more traditional R&B song on Renaissance. I think that this has a very strong chance of winning. And being that she's already won the award multiple times, I think that this is a really good shoe-in. Let me go ahead and just name the other nominations. Do for Love, Snow Allegra, Keep on Falling, Babyface featuring LMA, Round Midnight, Adam Black's song featuring Jasmine Sullivan, and Good Morning Gorgeous, Mary J. Blige. I think she's going to win that one. Now the last of the R&B nominations is Best R&B Song, a Songwriters Award for Cuff It. Now, Cuff It is right now the current single that they are pushing. I think that being that Cuff It is so successful, the Cuff It challenge right now on TikTok, it's about to be top 10 possibly next week. It's the perfect time because it's voting season, so it's going to be fresh on the Recording Academy's mind. On top of that, this is a Songwriters Awards, and Beyoncé has some heavy R&B hitters on this song. Raphael Sadiq, The Dream, Nile Rodgers, like these are legends. Excuse my outfit change and the atypical recording setup, but I was editing the video, and how did I forget the most important nomination? And that is Tina Marie. Yes, Tina Marie is nominated for her 3rd Grammy here, and this would be her first win if Cuff It wins for the Ooh La 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 interpolation that got her in trouble with Khalees on the next song, Energy, on Renaissance. That's such an important fact to mention that I had to grab my camera and add that. Let's hope that wins because Tina Marie definitely deserves a Grammy. I can't believe that she doesn't have one yet. Shout out to Beyonce. Yeah, she had a real one for that one. And they all have very strong name recognition, and they're more than deserving of the Grammy for Cuff It. So I think that Cuff It is going to win for Best R&B Song. So go ahead and name the rest of the nominees. Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige. We're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about the Mary J. Blige nominations because interesting. Of course, Hours and Hours, Hurt Me So Good, which I believe is a Jasmine Sullivan song, and then Please Don't Walk Away by PJ Morton. I think Cuff It has a really good chance of winning that. Out of the 3 R&B categories, I'm going to give her a solid 2. Boom, boom, boom. We won the Best Dance categories. We won the R&B categories. We hit our lucky number 4. I think that that is a very easy, clear path to victory. So those are the ones I'm going to bank on. Now, let's get into the rest of the nominations and see what else we could possibly pick up. Best Song Written for Visual Media, Be Alive. It's so interesting. Beyonce's been nominated for this award a few times now, I feel like. She's lost every single one. Be Alive, of course, was nominated for the Academy Award. I guess that has it going for it. I believe there are just songs with more name recognition and more fanfare to them, but let's go ahead and see what the competition is. Oh, there's a Taylor Swift nomination. Girl, that's all I need to see. She clearly got that one. Hold My Hand, which is like a Lady Gaga song. A song from The Woman King, which is very popular right now. An Encanto song, which, again, might definitely win. A song from Turning Red? Don't know what that is. Unfortunately, Be Alive doesn't really have the name recognition here. Doesn't really have the fanfare. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be between Taylor Swift and We Don't Talk About Bruno. We Don't Talk About Bruno, a hit, a major hit. And being the fact that I think that it missed out on some general field nominations. I don't know, I haven't gotten into them yet, but I don't think I heard anything about Encanto getting general field nominations. I think that they're going to go ahead more than definitely give it to We Don't Talk About Bruno. It was a really big song. Thank you for the nomination. We gracefully bow out. So now let's just go ahead and get into the general field categories. Now, I'm a little scared to look at these because ever since they upped the amount of nominations that have been allowed, it's been looking crazy. Like, these nominations be looking crazy sometimes. It'd be looking like a zoo. It'd be looking like a zoo. So let's start with Record of the Year. Don't Shut Me Down by ABBA. Easy on Me, Adele. Break My Soul. Good Morning Gorgeous. You and Me on the Rock, which is a Brandy Carl song. I don't know what's her name. Woman by Doja Cat. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. The Hard Part 5. Kendrick Lamar, About Damn Time, Lizzo, As It Was, Harry Styles. First of all, let me just go ahead and say, we got our 4. We got our 4. Clearly laid out the path to victory, which is 4. I got you. We got our 4 wins. I'm not gonna hold you. We already know the Grammys pass with the general field categories and Beyonce, so she only has one. She ever only won Song of the Year once, and that was with Single Ladies. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not expecting any wins. I'm not even gonna set myself up for that. That being said, Record of the Year has some heavy hitters. If we're gonna go on Grammys past, Easy on Me is definitely going to be a contender for this award, As It Was by Harry Styles. I think they'll go neck and neck, essentially. I'm gonna give those two Break My Soul. Break My Soul was a #1 single. It's more than deserving. Will it win? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I don't know. The competition is just very tough here. I would like to see it win. Of course, I would love to see it win. I think that would be really cool. Beyonce doesn't have a Record of the Year Grammy. I think she's more than deserving of one. Savage should have won Record of the Year, honestly. If I'll be honest with you, if I want to see an upset, Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. I don't think the Recording Academy is that forward thinking, so Song of the Year. Alrighty. A, B, C, D, E, F, U. Okay. About Damn Time. All Too Well. Huh? Okay. The 10-minute version. I didn't even know Taylor Swift was in the race. Okay. As It Was. Of course, Harry Styles. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. Wanna Break My Soul. Easy on Me. God Did. The hell? DJ Khaled. Oh, I'm giggling. Okay, The Hard Part 5, and Just Like That. First of all, two Rant. DJ Khaled, what the hell? I mean, listen. No, don't listen, because what? What? And then, no shade, Taylor Swift, girl, what are you doing here? You're supposed to have your year next year. That's crazy. They said we're going to slip a Taylor Swift song up in here. I mean, All Too Well was a big hit. It did go #1. Whenever the Taylor version was released. But again, that's an old song. I get it's a 10-minute version, but okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, U is a very interesting nomination. That was most definitely a TikTok hit. This category is a zoo. This is a zoo for sure. I don't even know who would win this one. I mean, honestly, of course, like I said, well, shit, now that Taylor Swift is in here, probably gonna go between Easy on Me, As It Was, All Too Well, the Taylor Swift song. So Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, and Adele, I think, are going, you know, battle for battle for battle. I'll be honest with you. I think if Break My Soul was to win any, whether it be Song or Record of the Year, I feel like Song of the Year kind of has, like, a better chance. Because they got some duds in here, no shade. And, you know, she's won Song of the Year before, so, hey. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into Album of the Year. Voyage by ABBA. I already know that's going to be some bullshit that's probably going to win. But you know what? Shout out to ABBA. Bite my tongue on that one. 30 Adele, of course. That's a big one. Ooh, let me see now. Girl, y'all about to get me. Un Verano Sin Ti. The Bad Bunny album. The Bad Bunny album. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, they're going to get me for that Spanish. Oh, they're going to get me. Renaissance. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Good Morning Gorgeous. Deluxe by Mary J. Blige. In These Silent Days by Brandy Carlisle. Music of Spheres by Coldplay. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick Lamar. Special by Lizzo. Harry's House, Harry Styles. Now, Beyonce was going to pick up any general field. This is the one that she deserves the most. Now, we already know the history with Beyonce and Album of the Year. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about it. Beyonce's been nominated, I believe, 4 times for Album of the Year. I'm Sasha Fierce. She lost that one to Taylor Swift. Self-titled, Beyonce. Lost to Beck. Lemonade. Lost to Adele. And now, #4, Renaissance. If Beyonce was to win an Album of the Year, this year, I'm telling you, it should be this one. Renaissance, and I'll go ahead and make the case for Renaissance. I mean, I really don't have to. You already know the tea. But again, Renaissance was a bit of a renaissance for Beyonce. You know, she had the #1 song in the country, along with the #1 album that has not happened since her debut record. 20 years later, you gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. Of course, the critical acclaim is there. I believe that it is the most critically acclaimed album listed here. Commercial success. It was a big commercial success. #1 album, of course. Her biggest competition here will be, again, Adele. I think if the Recording Academy chooses Adele again for 30, and you know what? And this is not me trying to hate on Adele, because you know what I'm saying? What she does is something very respectable. Shout out to her. However, commercially and critically, 30 is considered an underperforming Adele album. Now, y'all telling me an underperforming Adele album is going to beat Beyonce's Renaissance, which, again, is neck and neck for, the girls can't even decide if that's her best album. You know what I'm saying? Adele giving you a very mid in comparison to her other bodies of work versus a Beyonce, a very strong project. The girls are saying that it's one of her best. I think that's going to be disrespectful of the Recording Academy. I think it's going to be more than disrespectful. Another contender, I think, that has a possibility of winning is Harry's House, Harry Styles. First of all, can we just talk about how those are all 3 Columbia records? They are making a killing. Harry's House, commercially, Adele's 30 may have sold more, but Harry's House definitely has better streaming numbers. It's one of the most streamed, along with Bad Bunny in this category. Harry's House is the commercial juggernaut here. I think Adele, again, is giving legacy win. It's giving legacy win. It was a really big sales moment when it happened. However, again, it's kind of fading and kind of lost its power as the months have went on. A wild card win, because there's been like talk within the industry that, oh, they don't want to even touch a Beyonce versus Adele battle. First of all, don't get me started on that, because I'm just like, what battle is there to touch? Huh? Girl, y'all just don't want to vote for Beyonce that bad. That's crazy. That's crazy. Instead of just giving Beyonce the award, right? An award that she was arguably owed in 2017. Adele herself would argue it. Y'all don't even, instead of just giving Beyonce the award, y'all said, we're going to give it to somebody else. And if they're going to give it to somebody else, and it wouldn't be Harry Styles, a complete upset would be Brandy Carlisle. Carlisle? I can't pronounce the lady's name. I'm so sorry, Brandy. It's a country record. Country acts have like a very strong, like, girl, when it's time to get the girls in ranks, the country girls get in ranks. They all pull up to the polls. In one unit. And so that's going to be all the country people just voting and throwing they bone in to bring. The pop girls are going to be split between Beyonce, Harry Styles, and Adele. So, Brandy might be the upset there. Another upset might be ABBA. Girl, if they give it to ABBA, girl, anyway. I don't even expect any general wins. I'm not setting myself up. I'm not setting myself up to be mad. Let's talk about Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige snuck in a couple of big nominations here. One for Record of the Year for Good Morning Gorgeous, and Album of the Year for Good Morning Gorgeous, the Deluxe Edition. Now, this is a very interesting nomination to me, because while I do think that Mary J. Blige is an artist that is more than deserving of an album and a Record of the Year, Be Without You should have won Record of the Year whenever it came out. Now, mind you, let me just say that was a very big year for her. She beat Beyonce's ass in the R&B categories that year. Was beating B-Day down, bitch. If she was going to win Record of the Year, it should have been that year. Good Morning Gorgeous. I don't know how they got there. I don't know. I mean, I do know her wrote it, and her is like a Grammy prodigy, if you will, a very much so a Grammy darling. She is the daughter of Alicia Keys, and she herself, Alicia, was a Grammy darling. Her name being there had a lot of weight. Also, they said, Mary J. Blige had the post-Super Bowl rush, so to speak, and, acclaim and fanfare. But again, the Super Bowl was in February. It's November, babe. And that album definitely came and went. You can make an argument for the song, being that it was a radio hit, but the album did not do well at all. It's just a really interesting nomination there. I'm not mad at it at all. Again, very interesting, and just really confused how it got there. Now, since we're on Album of the Year, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, right? Whenever you're looking at the nominations, all of the producers, all the writers for the project are nominated as well. So what people are comparing are the number of contributions to certain projects. So Renaissance has way more contributions than Harry's House. Renaissance has way more contributions than Voyage by ABBA. Renaissance has way more contributions than 30 by Adele, right? So the argument here is that projects with more contributions are less deserving of the Album of the Year Grammy than projects that have fewer contributions. And I just want to go ahead and just say, what a stupid ass argument that fucking is. First of all, are we not basing the award on the actual music, right? The actual project. Right? Okay, because isn't that what Album of the Year is about? It's about the actual music, the actual product, instead of how many people make. Who gives a fuck if it 500 people made the record, babe. Is the record not good? Does it not slap? Does it not slap? Does it not slap if one person made it? Does it not slap if 500 people made it? Okay, so I don't even understand how that comes into factor when it comes to the voting. Second of all, everybody that contributed to the album, whether they wrote one word, whether they wrote the whole chorus, where they did anything, it added to the value of the music. They deserve to be rewarded and recognized for that. So a project like Renaissance, right, which is so collaborative, I discussed it in my Renaissance review, how Beyoncé creates songs. Her albums are essentially a meeting of the mind. She takes one person's contributions, adds this person's contribution on them, and so makes a Frankenstein sort of project. And she does that excellently. She did that with Lemonade, and this is a similar process with Renaissance. I'm going to go ahead and say, I think that artists of Beyoncé's caliber who make millions off of their records, that make these big blockbuster records, should embrace collaboration. Because from a monetary standpoint, the more contributions that you have on a song, the more ways it's going to be cut, the profits from the song. That's why typically people shy away from having so many samples, having so many contributions, having so many songwriters on one song, because it cuts, at the end of the day, the pay in half, and quadruple, and however many people. I believe that artists like Beyoncé, who can afford a pay cut as far as making money from the actual songs, should be embracing collaboration. And Beyoncé embraces collaboration so amazingly. My thing is too, I could see if Renaissance was basic, but it's not. Renaissance is fantastical. The music is grandiose. The music is large. It's big. And those contributions and that collaboration led to that album sounding the way it sounds. Think of a song like Alien Superstar, right? Which has like a bunch of different samples, which has excerpts from different speeches and different contributions from, you know, these amazing queer artists, and is a great example of what genius collaboration can bring. You know, what genius collaboration can sound like. Exceptional collaboration like that. Exceptional collaboration like most of the songs on Renaissance. Cuff It, for example, I already told you the juggernauts that were listed on that song. Nile Rodgers, Sheila E. on drums, Raphael Sadiq on Writing the Dream. Like, extraordinary collaboration like that should be more than celebrated. Should be more than celebrated. Because who can bring all those geniuses together and make beautiful pop records like a Cuff It, beautiful, amazing, grandiose sounding songs like Alien Superstar, right? That should be rewarded, and that should not be looked down upon because there were 10 people in the room that made the song. Babe, it sounds like it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you award that? I get it. Adele has 3 writers on our songs. Babe, she's singing to a piano. I would hope that there's not 10 people that was in that room writing that song to that ballad. Because then I'd be looking at them a little crazy. I'd be like, girl, this is how, y'all had all these people in this room, this is what you came up with. I say all that to say, I think the collaboration, the number of collaborators, the number of contributions stick is just so tired. Artists like Beyoncé should be more than rewarded for taking it there. She's literally taking a pay cut on her music just to push her artistry and push her music to a place that she just cannot get alone. And she recognizes that. Why is that looked down upon? Why is that not celebrated? Beyoncé is embracing collaboration. She's embracing young songwriters. She's embracing queer artists. She's embracing everybody to really create one cohesive sound. And again, the body of work is what the merit should be based on. Renaissance is not a bad record. Critics just, girl, critically, I don't know what to tell y'all. It's not. It's not. Adele has less contributions and less songwriters on her work. So therefore, it's a better project. That makes no sense. That makes 0 sense, actually. That's stupid. That's dumb. It's really dumb. That's really stupid. That being said, like I said, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with the Grammys. I'm not even going to set myself up. We have a path to 4. Anything else is just extra. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I just want to leave the house with 4 awards in my girl's hands so we could break the record and get 32 Grammys. Let's go, let's go. I think this is going to be a very fun and very fantastic Grammys for Beyoncé. 4 to 6 awards taken home is going to be a solid night for her. I do want to check out some of the other categories. Let's go ahead and go see the Pop Awards, because the Pop Awards are always super competitive, always got some drama going on in there. Best Pop Solo Performance, Easy on Me, Moscow Mule by Bad Bunny. Ooh. You know what's interesting? I would have thought they would have put him in the World Music category, but Woman by Doja Cat. Ooh. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy, About Damn Time, and As It Was. Best Pop Solo Performance is one of the most competitive categories every year at the Grammys. It's one of my favorites. And I mean, look at the heavy hitters here. I think that, this is hard. Again, I really want Steve Lacy to win like a Grammy. His success should be rewarded. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to get him that. Again, Best Pop Solo Performance, these are heavy hitters. But Bad Habit, that's a heavy hitter. Steve Lacy isn't like some major household name. He got a #1, that was all on his own, and he was fighting, girl, juggernauts. He was fighting juggernauts to get that #1, babe. The fact that he did that on his own merit, I think that shows how prominent his year was. So I would love to see him win this. That would be the upset, because I do think that As It Was and Easy on Me are, of course, like the easy contenders for this. I would love to see Steve Lacy win. Wouldn't that be gaggy? Wouldn't that be so gaggy and fun? So, Best Pop Duo Performance. Don't Shut Me Down by ABBA. Shout out to ABBA. I guess they're having a really big year. Bam Bam, Camila Cabello featuring Ed Sheeran. Never heard of that. My Universe, Coldplay and BTS. I Like You, A Happier Song by Post Malone and Doja Cat. Unholy, Sam Smith and Kim Petras. I guess I'm just going to name a winner. Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras seems to be a really big hit, so I guess I'm going to give it to that one. I don't really have any horses in that race. Let's see Best Pop Vocal Album. This is like the more contemporary award. Voyage, 30, Music of Spheres, Special, and Harry's House. It'll be interesting. I'm trying to see how the Brits, 30, and Harry's House, they're going to duke it out. Honestly, probably going to be Adele. I'm going to look at the R&B Awards. Best Progressive R&B Album. Operation Funk, Corey Henry, Gemini Wright, Steve Lacy, Drones, Terrence Martin, Starfruit. I'm sorry, I was laughing at Gemini. I'm sorry, that is such like a Gen Z like album title in the middle of like all these like oh, that is giggle worthy. Okay, sorry. Starfruit, Moonchild, Red Balloon, Steve Lacy, win this one. Win this one. This is yours. Best R&B Album, Good Morning Gorgeous, Breezy. That's interesting. I would have thought they would have put him in Best Progressive R&B Album, but okay. Black Radio, Robert Glasper, Lucky Day for Candy Drip. Again, I would have thought that would have been Best Progressive R&B Album. Watch the Sun by PJ Morton. Being the fact that Mary J. Blige has all those general field nominations, I would assume they're going to give it to her. Is she deserving of it? I don't know. I didn't listen to the record. Maybe I should, huh? Let's see. Best New Artist. And then let's go ahead and wrap this up, shall we? Anita, Omar Apollo, Domi, and JD Beck. Those are Innocent Pax's artists. Money Long. Let's go. Let's go. Samara Joy, Lato, Main Skin, Toby Nwingwe, Mali Tutto, and Wet Leg. First of all, why are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Do they really need 10 nominations? I like 4, maybe 5. 10? That's a lot. That's more than a lot. And mind you, like, especially due to the way that, like, the Best New Artist, like, now works, like, you know, essentially, like, you're nominated for that during your breakout year, so to speak, right? Let's say you cut down the amount of nominations to 5. An artist like Molly Tuttle, I'm sorry I'm using you as an example. Maybe you're really big, but you don't have much name recognition as the others. But my point is, let's say you only have 5 nominations, right? Molly Tuttle, who is clearly maybe just featured here because they needed to get to 10, right? If they was capped at 5, Molly Tuttle may have missed out on this year. However, Molly Tuttle could have been working, could have been doing her thing, and then maybe she could have been nominated next year or the year after that for Best New Artist within the 5 nominations. And then she would have a much stronger chance of winning the award. I would prefer that. Like, babe, just because I got a flash of success, don't throw me in there with the heavy hitters. Like, no, let me cook a little more. Especially like an artist like Anita, been like releasing music since like mid-2010s. She's been like working for a while now. Of course, like, I think she's very deserving of it. She's like hit like a pinnacle of her career. Girl, Molly, y'all threw her in here, on her first go-round. And y'all trying to go ahead and throw her with the heavy hitters. Now, girl, wouldn't it be gaggy if Molly Tuttle is like actually like the clear winner here? I just totally used her as an example. A wet leg. I'm sorry, I should have used wet leg. I'm sorry, Molly. Wet leg. Yeah, girl, you need to go earn your stripes. I'm kidding. Again, 10 is a bit overkill. Come on now. Come on. Interesting. What are y'all thoughts on those nominations? It's gonna be a really interesting year. Like I said, my girl, she gonna get her 4. She gonna get her 4. That's all that matters to me. I do think that she deserves Album of the Year, and I think I made the case for it. A lot of people are making the case for it. The argument and the case has been made for it. Let's see if it wins. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe y'all think I'm smoking crack. Maybe y'all thought all of my predictions, all of my thoughts were dookie. Let me know. Let's have a conversation. Let's discuss this. I genuinely love having this conversation. I love talking about the Grammys. As you can see from this long ass video, I can talk about the Grammys all day. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Before we wrap up this video, I do want to say that if you are not following me on Apple Music, if you're not following me on Spotify, you are missing out. I got some fabulous playlists, y'all. I got some fabulous playlists out there ready for y'all. If y'all need something for the party, if y'all need something just to, you know, listen to different things throughout your week, if y'all need something to get you pumped for the gym, I got you, I got you, I got you. So the current playlist that I am promoting right now is Garage on the Bayou. Garage, UK Garage, you know, it's a subgenre of house music. I've been talking about how much I've been listening to all of that music for so long, and I have been making this playlist all summer. It's been something that I've been essentially journaling my journey through garage music with. So I created about 30 or something songs that I really enjoy, and I think that you would really enjoy as well. It's such a fun, sexy genre of music. I've been working very hard on that playlist, and it is finally ready to be shared with you all. So if you want something fun, sexy, sensual, and upbeat, go like that playlist. Go subscribe to it. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. Of course, my normal Bert's Bayou playlist is songs that I'm just like listening to throughout the week, and I update that kind of bi-weekly, you know, whenever I see fit. You know, if you want to just have something fun and different in your orbit, like and follow that playlist. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so glad to be back on YouTube. I missed y'all. Thank you for visiting and having fun on the Bayou. Until next time, God bless. You know what, let's go ahead and get into the Album of the Year snubs by Beyonce. So the two major ones, of course, from 2017, 25 Adele, Lemonade Beyonce. 2015, Morning Phase Beck, self-titled Beyonce. So let's go ahead and just break those down. Number 1, 2017, 25 Adele versus Beyonce's Lemonade. Lemonade, as far as like the competition goes, Lemonade clearly was the most critically acclaimed project in that lineup. It was the one that had the most ambition. On paper, like, it is the project that should have won the award. It had cultural impact, it had commercial success, it had critical success, like flourishing critically, and it was a very big breakthrough for Beyonce. Mind you, that was coming after Self-Titled, which already was another career breakthrough for Beyonce. So, but Lemonade felt, it had a bit of poignancy to it. It was monumental. It was a monumental album. It was a moment, right? And so it most definitely should have won Album of the Year that year. That being said, playing devil's advocate, 25 by Adele was a commercial success. Like, you just cannot deny that. And so commercially, like, it demolished Lemonade. Okay, the girls for Album of the Year, the criteria is always switching. It's a big commercial hit or it's a big critical hit. It's a big commercial hit, it's a big critical hit. As far as commercial performance, 30, like, blew Lemonade out the water. Okay, so I'll entertain 2017. 2015 made no goddamn sense. Made no sense. Not only was Self-Titled by Beyonce a commercial juggernaut and completely blew Morning Phase by Bert out of the water. Like, as far as commercial success goes, it's not even a discussion. It's not even something to mention. You know what I'm saying? Commercially, Self-Titled demolished Morning Phase. Now get this. And this is why it gets egregious to me. Well, Bert, you know, maybe this year it was about critical acclaim. If I sit here and told y'all that right now Morning Phase sits below Self-Titled on Metacritic for critical acclaim. So not only did Self-Titled have the commercial advantage, it also had the critical advantage, also had the cultural advantage. We don't even need to discuss. I'm not even gonna make we can talk all day about that. The cultural impact Beyonce's self-titled album had on the music industry, on the world. Visuals are so important today because of that record. Like, we release music on Friday now, again, because of that record. So, that was egregious. That was egregious. That was like a big ass, that was like some racist ass shit on that one. I'm so sorry. Bet you may have released a really great album, but girl, if you thought you went home at night, you deserved that Album of the Year Grammy. That's a lot. That's audacity to me. That's caucasity to me.